Hi, I'm Chris Raptus Real Estate. Welcome to episode 56. Greetings. And got a couple of things that I'm going to spitball in this video. And a couple of those things are going to be some figures. I'm going to put some graphs in the description below about the housing of unaffordability. That's unaffordability, as Adelaide is the second least affordable city. And one of the most unaffordable cities in the world, believe it or not. But I want to spitball on a couple of things that came across my desk last week, and it was to do with the sales figures of a few potential real estate agents. Savvy, keep barking. We can hear you. And what's so funny is, you know what attracts that kind of mentality? When people are bragging about how rich they are and how many houses they've sold. Broke people. Only broke people like to see that and are attracted by that. I think it's cheap. I think it's kitsch. I think it's just corny, you know, when people brag about how much money they've had or they've made, when a lot of them are just blowing it on Botox, and half of them are broke. Half the agents are broke. They don't even own their own homes, right? That's the truth. You might as well go down to the local McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, KFC, and just ask the checkout person, hey, can I have some advice on real estate? Really? I'm being serious. Because that's the level of caliber of agents that we've got in Adelaide, right? Half of them are broke. Half of them can't even afford socks. Half of them are blowing their money on Botox. And the others don't even own their own home. It's crazy. And the reason that I know this is because these are the agents that came to me for a job. And I said, yeah, no worries. We'll put you on commission only. The firm will pay you half of what you pull in. And they would say no. They need a salary because they need a job because they're just over broke. It's the truth. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just the truth. Anyway, I think it's funny. It's all cocktail talk. You can sell $100 million of property, but if you're only making $10,000 profit, you're only making $10,000 profit. And in business, it's all about profit. It's how much you make after a transaction. And when you shake someone upside down, how much money comes out? A lot of them are in debt. A lot of people are in debt. They won't tell you that. Anyway, what have I been telling you about asset prices? For those of you that have been listening to me, when we've been doing these videos, we were at $3,000 for gold. Gold's over $4,000. I told you that there was going to be price discovery mode. I told you that asset prices were going to continue to rise. Things are moving. Property in Adelaide is selling. Things are moving. It is flying. I've seen a lot of properties go on the market and being sold very quickly. Multiple offers. A lot of properties going on the market for rent as well. Probably 1 in 8, 1 in 9 properties are going on the market for rent. It means that the investors are there. It means that investors are seeing future potential growth in Adelaide. Now, whether that be Adelaide local-based investors or interstate investors, the yield is very, very strong here. And that's why we're seeing, you know, certain areas and certain properties do very, very well. And not all agents can pick the prices, because if you got 200 people that want a home, and now we've probably got more than 250 people per home, let's say, looking, with the new 5% investment scheme with the deposit, it means that demand's going to continue to outstrip supply, which is what's happening, right? 8.9% growth in Adelaide this year so far. So for those real estate agents and for those that actually own a home, you've made more money through your growth of your property than what most agents and what most people earn in a year, which is 80 grand. Let's be honest. The average income in Australia for a real estate agent is $60,000. That's what I'm saying. You might as well just go and get some advice from your Macca's checkout person. It's the same level of caliber. Anyway, 2.5% growth in the quarter. It's solid. Average sale price about $848,000, medium house price. and 0.9% for the month of September. So now whether we're going to see a rate drop, it would be very nice to see a rate drop before Christmas. There was some inflation figures that came out, unemployment figures that came out. It shook markets a little bit over the last couple of days, so it's been a bit dicey and shaky. Obviously, there's been some renewed hard love between President Xi Jinping and Donald Trump, over the 100% tariff war that we're seeing, and some further instability in the Middle East with Israel and Gaza. So it is interesting times. For those of you that listened to me and weren't shaken out of their positions and held their properties, which was my advice, it didn't get me many sales, but it gave my clients the best advice, which was hang on to your properties during COVID, right? Because they're going to go up higher. So do you want to go with that agent that's broke, that's just trying to go for a commission? Or you got people like me that are playing the long game, that give clients good advice, sound advice. So when they pick up the phone and say, Chris, you know what? I've made the decision to sell. They don't even look at another agent. They don't even get another quote because they know that, Chris, you've done the right thing on it, right? People trust you for your advice. People pay me for my advice, to listen to what I have to say. Some don't, some leave, and that's okay too. It's a free market. You're entitled to do whatever it is that you want to do, especially when it comes to your property. But all I ask is, if you're investing in real estate and you're watching this video, learn. Learn everything there is about real estate. Learn bricks and mortar. Because a lot of agents, they wouldn't even be able to tell you construction. They wouldn't even be able to tell you what construction type a property is. They're just good at handing out brochures, putting on some fancy clothes, leasing a car, handing out some brochures. That's all very good in a good market. And the reason, I'm not trying to be mean, but these are the agents that came to me for a job that I'm seeing on these lists. And job is just over being broke. And they would say, well, we need a salary. Well, no, you're going on 50%. The firm takes half. You get to keep the other half of what you earn, and that's the way it is. That's business. That's how a lot of these brokerages work. But a lot of them would not work for me because they wanted to be paid. Well, I'm sorry. You got to hustle. You got to work your ass off. You earn what you reap. That's why I'm in business. That's why I'm in business for myself. That's why I support local businesses. That's why I don't pay franchise fees, because I don't rely on anyone but myself. And that's how you need to be in life, in my opinion. For those of you that aren't listening for business advice here, but maybe life advice. Trust yourself, back yourself. I know I did. I know I had Commonwealth shares at 10, 20 bucks when I first started my career. Sold a lot of my assets to back myself, because the best investment that you can make is yourself. So make sure whatever it is that you're putting into your brain and feeding your brain is healthy and positive, right? Because that's what it's all about. And just don't hang around broke people, and don't be impressed by broke people mentality. It's poor form to brag about how much money you make. That's just my opinion. But if you like seeing that kind of shit in the advertiser and that impresses you, well, it's a free market. You're entitled to do whatever it is what you want to do. But for me, I don't get impressed by people who brag about how much money they make. Nope. Don't do it for me. Anyway, it's all about profit. Let's see how the week eventuates. Thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.